Hello, first grade. Hope you're having a great day. Let's go through your schedule today. And I will only go through your schedule once this week because I tried to keep it the same to make it a little bit easier. So the first thing you're going to do is do some math slides and do 15 minutes on iReady Math. Then you're going to do reading and grammar slides and 15 minutes on iReady Reading. You're going to watch the Foundations video, and then you're going to do science and social studies slides, and then I'd like you to get on Google Classroom to practice your sight words. Okay, for your math, we have been talking about subtraction, and we are finishing up this chapter and moving on to a new chapter next week, okay? So today we want to talk about true and false. So if something is true, that means it's correct, right? If something is false, it means it is not correct. When we did addition for our last chapter, we talked about true and false too. So true, again, means it's correct, and false means it is not correct, okay? So on this, you are going to go ahead and you're going to subtract. It's telling you, like right here, it says 8 minus 4 equals 5. Your job is to get out a scrap piece of paper, and I want you to double check this, okay? Because if it is true, for example, like this one, I'll do this one with you guys. So 8 minus 4 equals 5. So I'm going to hold up 8 fingers, okay? And I'm going to take away 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's count how many I have left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is saying that I would have 5 left. So it is false. It is not correct, okay? So I moved my little bubble over false, and I will keep it there so you guys understand, okay? So again, you are looking to see if it is true or false, okay? You're going to do the same thing on this slide as well, looking to see if it is true or false. So true would mean that the answer is true. So if you subtract it and you have the same number of fingers as what the answer is, then that means it's correct. Or if you're drawing a picture and you have that many bubbles left, that means it's correct. If it is not correct, you will put false, and if it is correct, you will put true. Just so you guys are aware, true is always the first one, and false is always the second one, okay? And then for these that are up and down, true is first, and false is right here. Okay, so you will do both of those working on true and false. All right, these are our word problems. It says 6 beetles are crawling on the ground. 2 fly away. There are 4 beetles left, okay? So you're going to take your little red circle right here and you're going to see if it's true or false. Again, get out a scrap piece of paper. Do 6 minus 2 equals 4. Is that true or false? So you can do 6 bubbles and take 2 away and see if there's 4 left. You could hold up 6 fingers, take 2 away and see if there's 4 left. Whatever you need to do to see if it's true, that means it's correct, or false, that it's not correct. All right, number 18, there are 7 spiders on a web. 5 of those spiders crawl away. There are 3 spiders left on the web. So again, get out a scrap piece of paper, draw 7 circles, take 5 away and see if there are 3 left, okay? If it is correct, you'll put a circle over true. If it is not correct, you'll put a circle over false. Okay, for reading and grammar, it says, what does it mean to infer? So this week we are talking about infer, making inferences, and schemia, okay? These are some big words, but we're going to talk about it this week in class. Infer means when a reader infers, they use evidence from the text plus their background knowledge, so what we already know, to figure out what the author hasn't directly told us, okay? So maybe it's something that the author is hinting at and we have to make a guess, but the author hasn't just told us that, okay? This will take practice, but you already are doing it without even realizing it, which is true. So making inferences. We make inferences to figure out things that the author does not directly say. This is sometimes called reading between the lines, okay? And schemia is our background knowledge, is also known as our schemia. Our schemia is all the information in our brain. It is made up of the places we have been, the books we have read, the people in our lives, and much more. So we all have schemia, and that's our background knowledge. So that's stuff that we already know, okay? All right. Your next slide, you're going to read this story, and I will go ahead and read it for you. If I have some really brave readers, don't listen to me read and you read it on your own, okay? And then you're going to answer the questions down here. And there are text boxes. You just have to click on them and they'll show up, okay? And it says type here. So easily you can double click right here, press delete, and then you can type your answer. So Bobby loves playing football with his friends, and he never wants to take the day off. So when Marcus came to the door to ask him to play, he didn't say no, even though it had been raining for 3 days straight. The boy had so much fun running, jumping, tackling, throwing, catching, and scoring that they didn't even realize how muddy they had gotten. When Bobby showed up at the front door, his mom's eyes were really big. We just talked about this week. I don't know if you guys remember, but we talked about in Foundations, we talked about a mom and a story. Remember that? The big mess? We talked about a mom and the story that was really upset about a big mess. So why would a lot of people have said no to Marcus? Why would they say no to Marcus? Type your answer right here. Write some of the verbs. So verbs are things that you're doing, right? Not a noun, things that you're doing to describe the game. And then draw your prediction. You're actually going to type your prediction, okay? Type your prediction for what Bobby's mom will ask him to do. So what do you think she's going to ask him to do when he shows up at the front door all muddy and wet? Okay, our grammar this week. Our grammar, we are working on punctuation. So we have been talking about this in Foundations. So I think you guys will do great with this, okay? So periods. We use a period after a telling sentence, okay? So it says today is Monday, okay? We put a period at the end. That simple. For question marks are used at the end of a sentence that is asking a question, okay? So for instance, what is for lunch? When are we going to recess? What is your name? All of those are questions, and we will put a question mark at the end. The last one is my favorite, the exclamation point. Exclamation marks are used at the end of a sentence that is showing excitement or strong emotions, okay? So an exclamation point goes at the end. So if I said, I love recess, I would have an exclamation point at the end, right? It's not a question. I know I love recess. And it's not a telling sentence because it's not boring, right? It's me saying it excited. I love recess. And then I would put an exclamation point at the end. Okay. So to practice that, you are going to take one of these little bubbles over here and you're going to put it over the punctuation mark that you think fits that, okay? So for example, it says good morning, okay? Do you think good morning deserves a exclamation point, a period, or a question mark? You're going to move those bubbles on top of one of these, okay? So it says good morning. How are you? Where is mom? She is small. I like rain. Can we eat? He is sick. Ouch. So think about the punctuation that you would use for those and then move that little red circle on top of either exclamation point, period, or question mark. All right, you're going to watch your Foundations video. We're learning about glued sounds. We're learning 2 more glued sounds this week. And then the last thing I want you to do is you're going to click on this, and we're going to talk about clouds this week. So I want you to click on this, and it's going to take you to Mystery Science to learn more about clouds. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Bye.